What's up, everybody? Eugene, Man Roberts here, aka the Mayor. You are now tuned into Town Hall Meeting with who? Me, the Mayor. Yeah. So this episode is amazing because we're gonna go down under to talk to my homeboy, Sergio. You just gotta see this guy. He's a genius. He's a talk box assassin, and he's just a great dude. So tune in. You see what he's talking about. All right, like I said, we always got the best. Coming all the way from the other side of the pond, my brother right here, Sergio. What's up with you?
What up, my dude?
Man, I'm cooling, just doing this, talking to my people, collaborating, being creative, staying productive. Like, what do you got going on? Well, hold on. Before you say that, everybody, if you don't understand the type of music and the different things Sergio is doing, and Sergio he said, you know what, I don't want to be a producer. I'm going to be an artist too, because he's that good. So tell us what you've been up to and some of the new music you're working on and who you're collaborating with. And I'll ask you the question after you bring us up to speed.
I appreciate you having me here, man. For real, like, this is real cool. I'm blessed to be here. Yeah, man, just in the studio right here all the time, just working, putting out content, putting out music, recording new videos, feeding the people.
Yeah.
Just out here trying to get through the time, being creative, being productive, not hitting pause for a second.
Do you feel like you're creating enough music to keep up with the request?
Oh man, never. Never.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's so many more people on the internet nowadays that's like you can never satisfy everybody because
But at the same time, it's kind of made me take a step back and, reevaluate what I do to a certain extent, and really kind of dive into my creativity and not be scared or shy to do something that's completely different that I've always wanted to do,
Mm-hmm.
Because now we have the platform, now people's ears and eyes are open and there's no restrictions, there's no rules, there's no game plan, there's nothing.
Right.
Content, put it out, So it's a lot of production, a lot of content, a lot of singles, putting out music, finally, as an artist, which is cool.
Yeah.
And man, working.
And is it a bit of an issue like working on two different time zones? Well, probably 3 or 4 time zones, huh?
It used to be, but I think for the last 5 years, I've been on when I'm not in the States, I've been on a backward time zone out here anyway. So I start working at midnight and work through to 10, 11 a.m. and keep in touch with everybody out there. So,
okay. So you basically adjusted your home schedule to...
Basically. I don't know what that's doing for my health, but it's definitely getting the work done.
I mean, you got to look at it like this. Some people work overnight.
Yeah, that's true. It's no different. I got a night job. I got the night shift.
There you go, the night shift. Hey, listen, you would think when nobody sleep, but everybody...
But I kind of like that, when the world settles down, that's when I come alive because the whole world around you is just kind of chill now. So
right. I know you're working on a lot of music right now. Who's somebody you would want to collaborate with?
Yeah, I know you can help me with this one too. So I got a song that I'm sending on for Brandy. So,
ooh, Brandy.
Yeah, Brandy.
A good friend of mine, DJ Camper, he's a producer. He produced her and a bunch of different things. He works with Brandy right now, and they're working on a bunch of cool projects. Shout out to DJ Camper. That's my birthday twin too. 525. May boys, Geminis. But
birthday's coming right up, man.
It's coming up. I'm gonna be right in the house or in my yard barbecuing.
We're gonna celebrate on Zoom.
Yeah, we'll celebrate on Zoom. So we were talking about some of the things you have working on, and you got Brandy that you want to get something to. Who else? Who's like a producer you want to collaborate with?
I want to collaborate with. There's so many. I've been really lucky to be in the room and collaborate with a lot of people, meet a lot of people. Like, thanks to our guys Kristen and Brian, I got to go to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis studio last time I was there, and that was insane. So I definitely want to do some work with them.
Shout out to Brian and Kristen. Ooh,
that's the fam.
Oh yeah.
So I was, I was lucky to get to the States the first time with Teddy Riley, and I lived with Teddy. We did a lot of work together, and that's my big bro now. But
what's crazy? So that was one of my first gigs. I've known Teddy for like 15 years, yo.
Yeah, man, Teddy is the GOAT.
Yeah, he's a genius, and a lot of people don't really understand. He's really a gearhead.
He really
like
is. That's what
really a gearhead.
Oh, we talk about. He's like, oh man, I'm developing this new thing with this guy in China or something. I'm like, all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this and that. Yeah, all the time. Down to cell phones, though.
Yeah, all the time. You know, he loves that. You know, so yeah. But besides, you know, the guys that I've been fortunate to work with and all that, you know, I'd love to just meet a whole bunch of different people and keep collaborating. You know, I'd love to get in a room with Dre. I'd love to get in a room with, you know, people like Battle Cat and stuff like
Man,
that.
I love Cat.
You know, I know Cat, but you know, it's yet to work with him. So
Yeah, we toured together with Snoop. I was MDing Snoop for a while, and Battle Cat was out, and a lot of 1500 was of course still in the mix. So shout out to Rance and all those guys. And yeah, those are my brothers, man. So I love being around people that are just so wise and just have so much knowledge, and they're cool people, you know. I think that's what makes the whole thing to me. As far as gear, let's talk about some gear, because you're a gear here like me. What's the first piece of gear you own that made you feel like I have a real piece of equipment?
Oh, you know what? Man, I remember my first keyboard. It was like a kid's keyboard with the speakers on it and all that stuff. And I figured out a way to MIDI that to my computer with these old MIDI cables. And I downloaded the worst sound software that you can find using the worst sound card from a computer.
Yeah.
I figured out a way to make beats with that, you know? So that, even though it wasn't like a serious piece of gear at all, it made me feel like I was really a beat maker.
Yeah. And I think that's what makes gear, though. It's not really about how serious it is or what level it is. It's what you do with it and what you make out of it, you know, because that's a part of your sound. That's an extension of you. And that's how I just always feel about gear. My first piece of gear that I really had in my possession that made me really feel it was an XP80. That was my first keyboard. I learned on a D5 and the JX8P. That's what I learned on. But once I got an XP80, I was like, all right, cool. And it had like the sequencer in there, and I can just, I mean, you know.
Oh man, I used to have to do ghetto recordings on like virtual turntables and use beats and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like just, try to figure out a way to put everything together, because I didn't know how to use recording software. I didn't have any, you know. And then one of my friends found Fruity Loops, because that's where everyone starts, you know.
Yep.
The FL, and yeah, that's where it started, man. But then I started buying, you know, real synths, and it's turned into like an addiction now, and I just can't have enough. And
yeah, a lot of people are like, well, what makes that one so different from that one? Hey, listen, ain't none of your business. It's different to me.
Different to me, and every synth does something different. People don't realize that, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, I still have that addiction. I still can't wait for the next one. You know, I get the new one. I'm like, all right, what's next? Tell me. Come on, Roland. I want to know what's next.
Come on, y'all. We need something new.
We need something new. This has been out for 3 weeks. It's old already. No,
right. And that's the other thing. I think that's the other thing about technology that I realized early on. A lot of people, they gravitate towards technology later than other people sometimes. And by the time they really want it, it's like, yeah, so let's discontinue.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just technology is moving so fast.
Yeah.
There's always so much that you can be doing, but by the time a new piece of gear comes out, the game has changed already. So it's like, you know, we need to keep developing.
Yeah.
You know, the fan's been staying up on technology and up on the game. So every piece of gear, the fandom is incredible.
Man, it's really incredible.
Really incredible. It took me a while to get, you know, into the, you know, the deep end.
Yeah, I think every piece of gear I get, I like to figure out how I can utilize it the way I would use the old one, and then dig into the new things. I think that's kind of always like the process. And then a lot of my homies, they'll call me when they're like gearing up for something and want to put it in their rig, and they're just like, all right, listen, I know it does this, but how do I get it to do what the old one did? Like, and it's like, okay, well, so this is how you start this off.
Right.
Just make that also cool.
You know, but yeah, man, the options in that, the things you can do with it is just limitless. And I've really been getting into it in this time and trying to find different ways to utilize it in my setup of my rig. And yeah, it's just an incredible piece of gear. And, you know, I'm just rolling stuff all over the room. So I'm just like looking around, like, what do I have? But I just got my
it's like, yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, what do I have?
Yeah, but I just got my hands on the XM, and I'm about to dive into that little one.
Man, it's so much in there in a good way.
I can't wait.
So much.
I might need to give you a call for that.
Hey, listen, let's do it. Hey, everybody, I'm saying it first. Look out for a Rolling at Home video. Man, Tom, Sergio. We're going to do something together. We got to do something.
Oh, we're going to do something together 1,000,000%.
Oh, yeah. Cool. We're going to get the people what they want. The people want worldwide music. What better way than it to be from Australia and Philly, worldwide?
Second home, man. I lived out there. I love Philly. You know, that's my home out there. So I can't wait to come back and check it
What's
out.
something you love about Philly?
We got the plants as well. So we're already set to do some videos. What do I love about Philly? I love everything about Philly, man. The culture, the vibe, the people out there are just a different breed of people, and it was real humbling being out there and just kind of seeing, being around real people, real stories, real music. The music is different out there, man. Like the music that comes out of Philly it's special. It comes from somewhere real. It's real soul, real R&B. It's like you can just stumble across that, anywhere you go, and it's definitely got like a vibe and something that I'll never forget. Living out there was just the coolest experience, and but I kind of really took the time to just get to know the culture out there more than anything.
Right.
More than making music, more than linking up with people out there to work. I was just out and about, just meeting people.
Yeah, I mean, because at that point, when you soaking up the culture and you're going out on walks and you're enjoying food, and it just gives you the inspiration to be able to create. And always like in touring, it's like I started naming like my sessions after where I was at. Like you kind of try to find a name, and it's just like Bangkok track 2. Like.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember I did a whole EP out there and I named it Philadelphia. I never put it out, but I did.
You might have to dig back in the crates for that.
Yeah, I might have to just drop a few nuggets out there, drop a few gems. But yeah, I did a whole EP out there and I called it Philadelphia because it inspired me so much. And I feel like I love Philly because that was the point while I was in Philly that I realized that I knew what I wanted my sound to be. And I knew where I wanted to go musically and creatively. Like it was in Philly, because of Philly, that my sound started to change. And I've always, LA is my home. Like I love LA, but Philly really kind of changed the game for me musically. So I'll always have that, something in here for Philly.
Yeah.
And it's really like lasted, all these years, and it's till this day. I find myself just like, oh yeah, remember that thing you did in Philly? Pull that up. Let's get those sounds. And
I think the amazing thing is that no matter what, just as musicians, as producers, artists, as creatives, we always find like some sort of similarity. And it's so amazing to me because that's like a building block for relationships, because you don't jump in about just talking about music. It's like, oh yeah, you used to live here, or hey, you visited here, or hey, you've played there, or hey, you've worked with this person. I've been to Australia, you've been to Philly, you've lived in Philly, we've both worked with Teddy Riley, we've both are part of Roland family. It's just like so crazy that over time, like you just kind of start like finding these little nuggets. Like I think it's pretty cool.
Of course, and it really, it builds relationships that really last the test of time. Like I found friends for life through this.
Yeah.
And I found brothers and sisters and everything in between. And, the Roland family is one, like my bro right here is genius, and for real, like it's real cool. It's eye-opening and really a blessing to be able to connect with so many amazing people, because I want to be surrounded by people I can learn from.
Yeah.
I don't know it all, but I'm trying to figure it out, So,
yeah, I always tell people, and I feel like I might have touched on this on pretty much every episode of this. relationships are so important, man. Especially, people got time right now. Reach out to somebody, say hi, check on them. How are you doing? How's the family? Like, yo, I was working on this record. If you want to jump on it, cool. Or hey, if you're working on anything, hit me up. I'd love to collaborate with you. I just think relationships are important, and right now is a good time to build them, rebuild them, refurbish them, whatever you want to call it. It's just a good time. Like, for sure, we gonna definitely stay connected to make sure we.
This is just the first. So tell me, what do you love about Australia? I gotta ask you. You ask me. Come on,
man. So I just like the vibe. It's always so peaceful and relaxing, and you can go out and have a good time. Like there are, like if you into the club scene, like at one point when I would go to rappers, like we would go to the clubs and like that whole thing. But it was always a vibe. Like, and I love the festivals out there too, because it's like all the people really. I think honestly, it's just traveling the world and being in different places and just knowing that people appreciate live music, and you as a music director, like you put this show together and you just hope people like it, and then you just do a world tour, and it's just like, wow, like collectively hundreds of thousands of people just had the time of their life to something I was just sitting home in my studio working on. Like, so I think like it's like the cross between Australia really, really, really being fun and nice and beautiful in the culture, and y'all got Nando's. But outside of that, it's also just, like I said, just the world is just different. Like, performing music in a different place. And I love the accent.
The accent? Oh man, I'm so like insecure. I feel like I hope people understand everything I'm saying. But yeah, man, it's crazy because, like you said, when you travel the world doing music, and it takes you to places where English isn't even the first language, but language is not a barrier at all. The music breaks that. There's never any miscommunication when it comes to this music thing. It's incredible. It's incredible.
They may not be able to speak a lick of English, but I'll tell you this: they know every word to that song in English.
Yep. Exactly. It's crazy. It's really crazy. And like I work with artists that can't speak English, but somehow we found a way to do it.
Yeah.
Made a song. We made a record. We put it out. We've done well in different countries, in Japan, in Greece, in places like that. And it's crazy to think that although we can't communicate like that, like how you and I communicate, we still made music. We still made good music. We still built a bond and a friendship, and it's crazy. And music, man, it's music.
Yeah, it's the world's most universal language. I think that's what they say.
That's the saying. Yeah.
Sounds about right. If not, that's what I'm gonna say.
It's kind of like something Michael Jackson said.
Yeah. With love, L-O-V-E, love.
Everything with.
Yeah. So before we get out of here, man, what's a piece of advice or something you want creatives or different people even people that are just getting into this, or just something universal that you could tell to people?
Wow. Let's see. Piece of advice. I'm trying to think of something that's not typical or very corny or anything like that, but the piece of advice, like, I'm just trying to think of what I follow. I just try to have fun with it, man, for real. Like,
do it because you love it.
Yeah, man. Like, I know that's like a corny, typical thing to say, but every time you step in the room, there's always that moment when you're making music where you just kind of stand up from the chair and you're walking around the room like, this is the moment. Like, I'm really feeling this. Like, this is right. This is sitting right. And, but also surround yourself with good people, man, good teachers, good people that you're going to learn from, people that are really going to help you get to that next level. And there's room for everybody,
Yeah, I agree.
There really is. And don't be scared to bring something different to the table. It's sometimes it's a harder and longer road to travel, but it's so fulfilling in the end to be able to be that guy that just does that, something different that, people really kind of gravitate to you because of you.
Right.
Your personality, and just be a cool dude. That's it.
Just be a cool. You know what? That I know that might seem cliche and standard, but that's real though. Just be a cool dude.
Just be cool. You got to be kind. You got to be polite, and tomorrow's not promised, man. And you want to leave your mark in the right way. You want to, like my whole goal in life is to live forever and through what I do and all that. Legacy for sure. And it's not just about the music. It's about
be a cool dude, build a legacy.
And
don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. And this is coming from the guy that was afraid, real insecure about my music, all that stuff. But I've gotten to a place where I'm so comfortable in what I do, and you attract the same kind of people. People like you. It's just beautiful, humble, beautiful people that you can collab with and learn from. And I think that's the most important thing. And be a cool dude.
Cool.
That's it. I'll say it a million times. Just be cool.
Yeah. Cool, man. Before we get out of here, man, I just want to say thank you, man. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. The world appreciates you for the good music that you're putting out there, man. Because a lot of people contaminate with the world with things that aren't great, and you're contaminated with great things, filling it up with great energy and great music. Everybody look out, because we're going to do a Roland at home. We're going to figure something out. We're going to do something together. We got too many synchronizations in there where we were supposed to do something sometime soon.
Hey, but before we get out of here, I just got to say, much love and a big shout out to all of the Roland family, man. Like,
oh yeah, of course.
To here, to Japan, to everywhere. Like, these guys have shown so much love and so much support for what I do. And I could see her name all the names, but it's literally the whole family. You know, the whole family.
And I think that's what's cool about it, because like you said, literally the whole family.
Family.
You know what I'm saying?
Family. It's a big orange family, and it's not even. This is not a plug. This is not anything like that. This is for real. Like, these guys have supported me outside of the Roland business and in every which way possible, and like that I appreciate. Love to my whole Roland family. I love you guys. It's your life.
Love. My brother, thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. I'm going to see you soon, though.
Oh, yeah. Peace. Yes. Told you, my homeboy Sergio is a genius. And that's talk about. You see that video what he did to talk about? Crazy. Anyway, we're out of here. Eugene Man Roberts, aka the mayor. Town hall meeting with the mayor. Shout out to Roland. Shout out to Joel. Nelly. Everybody, y'all know what's up. Igor, Kristen, Brian. We gotta go. Bye. Come here.